here's all of my overskirt pieces ready for assembly. Very exciting. I'm basically going to put them on a wraparound waistband, so I'm going to try to layer it so this piece ends up on top, then the panniers, then the little apron, and it should wrap around and meet kind of on the side. This will probably make more sense once I show you what I'm doing. So I realized I made a slight mistake with this back drapery piece. I underestimated how much length I would need to get over the bustle, and it was a little bit too short. So what I did to solve that was I just pieced in a little bit more of my lining and just finished it on both sides so it should blend in. This will be pretty much completely covered by the bodice anyway, but I get a little bit of extra length and I don't have to redo all my work. So yeah, that'll be all right. Not perfect, but it works. So here's what this looks like. It looks a little silly, but it's more or less the Christine Daae wrap skirt, which means that I will have everything layered nicely, but also I can take it off without having to put a zipper or weird closure anywhere. So at some point I'm going to cover the waistband, put hooks on this and such, but for now, because I'm cutting it a little close to my deadline, I'm going to start working on bows and extra appliques, lace, decorative things, because this won't show, and then I can come back and do all the interior finishing stuff. So I'm going to call this good for now, and we're going to go make some bows. So as I've been doing this entire process, I'm overanalyzing the size and pattern cut of the bows, so I've made myself a really in-depth cut list of bow pieces and diagrammed out which part of the pattern I want to cut them on, which is being super obnoxious, but you know what? I've been this obsessed about it so far, so why not keep going? I'm going to try to use as much as I can of all my leftover scraps for these, because they're mostly pretty small. The butt bow will probably have to come out of what's left on the roll, because that's just so big, but hopefully I can use some of these little pieces, and then we'll figure out the ribbon bit on the butt bow, and then we're nearly there. Woo! Okay, we are almost done. The bow gets one last big decoration. It gets some kind of little ribbon ruffle like this that goes kind of around, and then there's a little ribbon bit in the center. So what I'm going to do is we're going to sew some ribbon into some of this lining, And this is my little guide I made for pleating it up. So this is going to get folded and pleated with ribbon stitched on one side, and other than the last little bit of lace, that's our last bit of trim. For the center of the butt bow decoration, I made this little square out of lining fabric and stitched ribbons on. I then pinned the center of my pleated piece to the middle of the bow and arranged it around this square until I liked how it looked. This was really just a lot of trial and error, since it's very hard to tell from my reference photos what's really going on here. Once the bow was complete, I stitched it securely to the back of the bodice. I also stitched in a little white lace ruffle around the neckline. I'm super excited. I'm gonna try the whole thing on for the very first time. I haven't put it all on at once, so this is the moment of truth to see if it fits. Ah! This is what dreams are made of, friends. I'm so happy. Okay, so after the first try on, I realized I needed to make a few changes. I took it in a little bit because it was a little baggy in the front, so I took that out of the little skinny side panel because I didn't want to mess with any of my pattern matching. And I think I'm also going to add some boning because, as you can see, there's just a little wrinkle at the waist, and I think with a little boning that'll help that sit smoothly. And then it's just a few other small things and it's almost done. Yay! Okay, as you can see, I have gone back and added bones into most of my seams, so it's sitting a lot smoother on the sides in particular. It's still not quite perfect, but I think it's good enough. The show is tomorrow. I still have a few other things to do, but the bodice fit is looking much better, which I'm very happy with. The last big thing I need to do is I want to add buttons and loops to the overskirt so I can connect it to the bodice so that it can't wiggle around in the wrong direction, but I can still take them apart for ironing and storage and things like that. So I'm gonna do those last couple things and then I'm done for tomorrow. Okay, so here's what the finished inside of the bodice looks like. I've got my bones and these little buttons I'm going to use to connect my overskirt so that everything stays nice and neat.